What's up, Frenchie fam? JerzeyFrenchies here. Will puppies be arriving soon? Today I'm running a reverse progesterone test on my pregnant Frenchie Luna. Since Frenchies almost always need a C-section, timing is critical. Too early means premature puppies who may not survive. Too late and labor can start naturally, which is risky because Frenchies have narrow hips and big-headed pups that can get stuck. So let's go step by step through this test and find out where Luna is. First, I place a tourniquet on Luna's leg to make her veins pop out. Then I clean the area with alcohol. This keeps everything clean. Next, I draw her blood. Luna is such a good girl. She stays completely still for me, which makes this part so much easier. Once I have the sample, I'm going to put it in a test tube. Then I'm going to re-wipe Luna's leg with alcohol and make sure she stops bleeding. And then I'm going to safely take her off the table. I don't ever want her to fall. So I'm going to put her down first, and then I will continue the rest of the steps. As soon as I collect Luna's blood, the real work begins. What we are looking for is her progesterone level. This is a hormone that tells us if it's safe to schedule her C-section. Without this test, we'd just be guessing, and with Frenchies, guessing can be dangerous. Once I've placed the blood in a test tube, it's going to go in the centrifuge. We spin it for about 5 minutes, and this separates the plasma from the red blood cells. The plasma is the part we need for the test. Once the centrifuge is finished, we are left with 2 layers in the tube, the red blood cells at the bottom and the plasma at the top. The plasma is the part I need because that's where we measure Luna's progesterone level. I carefully use a pipette to draw up the plasma. You have to be precise here because even a tiny bit of red blood cell contamination can throw off the test results. Accuracy matters when the timing of puppies' lives are on the line. Next, I add the plasma in the buffer solution. The buffer prepares the sample so the machine can read it correctly. If you skip this step, the test wouldn't work. Once I've carefully drawn up 50 ULs of the plasma, I'm going to cap the solution and place it on the vortex spinner. This mixes everything thoroughly for about 20 to 30 seconds. The vortex ensures that the plasma and buffer are perfectly combined, so the machine will get a clear and accurate reading. Once that's done, I switch to a clean pipette tip. This is really important. Reusing the same tip could contaminate the sample. I set the pipette to 100 ULs, which is the exact amount required for the test. Using the wrong amount, even a little, can make the results inaccurate. So while this step looks like I'm just mixing and measuring, it's actually the most delicate part of the process. A single mistake here could mean mistiming Luna's C-section. And with Frenchies, this could risk both mom and pups. Once I've drawn the correct amount of the solution, now it's time to load the test. I carefully release the solution onto the test strip and then insert it into the machine. This machine will analyze the sample and give us the progesterone level. Remember, this number is what tells us if it's safe to schedule Luna's C-section. If we go in too early, we risk losing puppies because they're premature. If we wait too long, she could go into labor naturally, and with Frenchies, that's dangerous since the puppies can easily get stuck. That's why this test is one of the most important parts of breeding Frenchies responsibly. So now that the test is loaded, it takes about 10 minutes to run before we get our answer. I use the results together with the signs Luna shows me, like her temperature, behavior, and physical changes to know exactly when it's time to schedule her C-section. The results are in. Her progesterone level came back at a 1.93. But since my machine runs a little low and her temperature was 99.4, it tells me she's not quite ready, but she will be in the next couple days. Once Luna's temperature drops below 99 and she stops eating and starts showing me signs of digging and nesting, I'll know I'll be ready. So we're still probably about 2 to 3 days before she actually delivers. If you found this video informative, don't forget to subscribe to JerzeyFrenchies for more behind the scenes look at breeding, puppy care, and of course, Luna's delivery. Thanks for watching.